voice to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And on this weird-ass Wednesday, pardon French, I got the news. Now, my show is crafted around something totally different, I'm sure you might believe. But at the end of the day, they come out to play. Well, the King is going to have his way. These individuals decided that today is the day that they wanted to drop the news. Well, I'm here to cover it. Be it good or bad, be as happy or sad, be as glad or mad, I'm going to cover it. And we're going to cover it well today. Pause. But I want to give a shout out to Eric Von Erich. Yes, sir. George Parcells, Struggs, Magnum Force, Lamont Davis, Wokey, Live Supremacy, I salute you, soldier, 187_7. We're about to get into this. Now, I know there's other content creators that will probably choose not to talk about this, cover this, and pretty much act like this doesn't exist. It's not like we just did not have probably, if not one of the greatest showcases that Xbox could ever have. But I do say this, in having one of the greatest showcases that Xbox could ever have, I can tell you this, that was by far, and I've been to every fan fest except for one, that was by far the greatest fan fest that we've been to. As far as a showcase, as far as a delivery system, as far as games, as far as how the fans perceive it. It was incredible. But I've always told you, from the great highs, they will deliver the great lows. From a great show to the great oh no's. Like, how could this possibly be? Why would you do this to us and me? I realize now, and I kind of felt it. I knew that this situation would happen. Now, I'm looking at the local, you know what? You know what's funny? And I want y'all to verify this. I bet you Jason Schreier was one of the first people to bring this to light. I expect Jeff Keighley to run with glee over this whole topic. I'm pretty sure that he's going to tweet this out as fast as Flash. He probably tweeted it out yesterday. He probably went to the future to come back to the past just to tweet it out and smile about it. But also, I know Christopher Drain. Oh, I know you got that out there. But again, I will dance on PlayStation's grave just the same. Right? Am I right? So I'm pretty sure when bad PlayStation news show up, they say, I'm pretty sure Lord King David is all over that topic. I'm pretty sure. So again, we're back to it. Now, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and you're like, King, what the hell are you talking about? We're going to dive right into it. We're going to get right to it. We're not going to, let's go. It's the alien and Olivia.
At George Purcell 5,331 donated £1.99 through Super Chat. I just hope for no studio closures. Hashtag no PS6.
Facts. Let's go.
At Richaya Teresma donated $4.99 through Super Chat. She's cleaning up Phil's and Sarah's mess king. I know Sarah the homie, but having a one-sided relationship with Sony wasn't it, son?
I honestly agree with you. I agree with you. But whose mess was it really? Was it really Phil and Sarah's mess, or was it really Satya's mess? I honestly agree with you. I'm not gonna lie and sit there and say I don't agree with you. This is all cleanup. Her first 100 days is actually looking at the previous administration, and she's going through this like this is like some presidential thing. She's looking at it in that form of fashion. I have the video that is going up for members after this. You guys are going to have this for 72 hours, and then regular subs are going to get the video of her interview with Emily Chang over at Bloomberg Tech. That video is going to go up, and then right after that video for members, probably tomorrow, you guys are going to get the next video with her with Forbes. That was after the showcase, and I'm talking about Asha Sharma here. And I'm going to be doing the interview, covering the interview with Matthew Ball and Christopher Drang. And that should be going up sometimes around Thursday. And what happens is those videos go up for members. Members get them 78 hours ahead of time. And then it goes out for subs right after that. So if you're a member, you got everything to watch and all the stuff to see. And after that, you guys will get a chance to get it. I'm going to have a reaction video to the Fable. I'm going to do that as well. We're going to walk through that. There's a lot of content. Remember, I just got back. We're working through content, talking to sponsors, talking to everybody, but getting that stuff to you. But I honestly believe that a lot of this stuff is cleanup from what was wrong. You brought her in to look at stuff that was sick. She said in that interview, and you're going to see it, you're going to see me break down the interview, that Xbox wasn't healthy in certain areas. And it is incumbent upon her to make it healthy because, again, her edict is to make sure by 2030, Xbox is the number one publisher. That is hard as hell to do. Not just the number one publisher, the number one place to game. That means you're going to change at least 30 years of minds in 4 years' time. I don't know what kind of trek that is, but I do understand this. Making an Xbox profitable is also part and parcel to do those things. And we're going to talk about that stuff because over here, we don't duck any fades. We face everything as men, and we continue to move forward as we dominate this space. If individuals do not want to have the hard questions or bring Xbox to accountability, well, I'm sorry. That's not going to happen here. Here, we give praise where praise is due. But we also hand out those smacks and punches too. And speaking of smacks and punches, the next 100 days, Xbox, the Great Reset. Now, if you see the thumbnail, you realize on the thumbnail, there are two people that are involved with this Great Reset. There's two people named signed at the end of this. Now, an email went out internally to all Xbox employees. And I have friends over at Xbox that I will be reaching out to inquire their status to make sure that they're okay because they are friends. If you have my number, if we text, if we talk, if we have dinner from time to time, and we talk about stuff outside the industry, I consider you a friend, not just an associate, because associates don't have a direct line to me. You have an email. So again, we're going to get in this. Now, this was published on June 10th, and this is brought to you by Asha and Matt. If you look at the thumbnail, that's Asha and Matt, and that's the reset. For dramatic fashions, it's just reset. I could put the Great Reset. I could have put Xbox Reset. I just put reset. This message was sent to Team Xbox employees globally. Team, over the first 100 days together, we have started to revive Xbox. Our platform teams has already shipped more updates in the last 100 days than during the prior year combined. Slight dig. We now have more active partners on Xbox than ever before. Slight dig. Our Game Pass team set to work fixing our offering, and after 8+ months of decline, our services has started to grow again. Again, the 8+ months goes back to when I was at Tokyo Games Fest, or Tokyo Game Show. And we got the news that Game Pass prices will go up. And through Player Voice, we have a 24/7 channel to hear direct from players, creators, and developers. With the Xbox Game Showcase and the return of FanFest, we brought together hundreds of millions of fans globally. We reintroduced exclusives with Gears of War E-Day in 2026 and Clockwork Revolution in 2027. Players can continue to expect signature exclusives from us every year. In parallel, Playground Games reminds us that established franchises can achieve incredibly new heights. The results are early, but they demonstrate what is possible when we move faster, stay closer to our community, and align behind a shared vision. We have made mistakes and will continue to make them, but what matters is that we listen, learn, and adjust the course when needed. Remember, our fans are rooting for us. Now we start the next 100 days, and it's important to have both optimism and realism as we work to reset the business. Here are the realities that we need to navigate. Now, if you looked at that, she said we can be optimistic, but we have to be realistic. In that optimism, we're not just going to operate on just the highs alone. There will be no delusion. There will be no copium. This will be just straight realism and facts. And the facts of the matter is, there was a lot of bloat, kind of like the Windows 11 whole operating system. And in doing so, you're going to have to remove some stuff. And when I say stuff, I mean employees, because they're looking at them as ones and zeros. Now, the harsh reality is this. Xbox has grown tremendously over, you say, the last 5 to 6 years alone. Expanded as far as studios, developers, talent, marketing. Let's go, Project Aries.
At Project Aries donated $2 through Super Chat. Get them likes up for the general. Saluting face emoji.
I salute you, brother. Let's go. Let's get it.
At Do Xbox Dojo donated $5 through Super Chat. Tell them Sony dudes to wipe them dirty feet before they step on these here Xbox mats.
Facts. You walk into this house, make sure that you hit that like and share. And I want you to bring all your pony friends over here. Why? Because the real don't fear a damn thing. Nothing at all. Because I know you don't mess with them. That's why you're here with me. You don't mess with those dudes that got them 3 letters in their name. You know what I'm talking about. Let's get back to that. Anyway, here are the realities that we need to navigate. Over 1 billion players choose to play Xbox in our games each year, for a total of 72 billion hours across console, PC, mobile, streaming. Excluding much of China and few other properties, our franchise is also among the largest and most beloved globally, and now are breaking records in TV and film. Going forward, our competition is attention. PlayStation is not competition. So if you're here waving that blue flag, again, you're not viewed as competition, you're viewed as food. You are lunch, my friend. we will dine at noon. There are more great games, TV series, franchises, creators, content, formats, apps, etc. than ever before. That is what you can't deny. Nobody is looking to play Auntie of War or a gimped Wolverine. Understand, when you come to this building, you come for greatness. I salute you for viewing us and me. We will end this fiscal year about a 3% accountability margin, down year over year, excluding Activision Blizzard King. Over the past 5 years, we have spent over $20 billion on ongoing investments in our content platform hardware subsidy, but our annual revenue has declined nearly $500 million during that time. Going forward, this cannot continue. You will not get any subsidies with hardware. Do not look for a dedicated handheld. Understand these things are harsh. Understand what I'm telling you may not fit your narrative, but you will pay like you weigh. Now, if that means first day and date might leave, buddy, oh pal of mine, this is where we have to sip that tea, because this is for you as well as me. We are in the hardware component crisis. When I joined as CEO in February, the price we paid for console storage components was over 2x as high as we paid the last fall. These costs have since doubled again. As we plan for 2027 holiday season, we expect another significant increase, taking us to over 5 times prices we paid only 2 years earlier. Memory costs have followed has broadly impacted similar trajectory. While the entire industry is facing a component crisis, we believe we have been impacted more greatly than many of our peers due to the choices we made over the last half decade. We are currently unable to make as many consoles as players want to buy. We will need a new business model and partnerships for hardware as we remain committed to Helix. For those individuals that are talking about Helix will not show up, Helix will not come, Helix will not be shipping next year, I'm here to stomp my foot into your chest and to laugh at you vigorously. I see you tweeting at me on Twitter. I do not respond, because I will talk to you with facts. And if you want to debate that fact, then super chat and you can have that. But until that day, as long as it's in black and white and she signs her name with it, as well as Matt, well, then I told you 2027 is going to be your doom. Now we're going to talk about what that actually looks like, but there's absolutely no subsidies are going to happen. We expound our studio systems when we needed a pipeline of content to meet multiple strategies across subscription, streaming, and devices. In the process, we have found ourselves overextended as we executed on changing strategies in a landscape of more readily available content. We are the fortunate stewards of the industry, defining franchises that have enormous potential and player demand, but we have not adequately funded them to compete and win. At the same time, we saw the past weekend of showcases a reliable, making sure that no one is talking to me. Okay. A reliable pipeline of first and third party exclusives and new IP are crucial to our success. We need to reassess the balances between these and our investment priorities for the next 5 years. That means, remember when I told you they send over 100% of things, 80% of those things failed, only 20% of those things actually passed? Well, then they needed to reassess because it didn't do anything but hurt the brand. They're going back to what I said that they should have been. And I appreciate them for listening to Xbox Frontline News, and not none of you idiots that doesn't support the channel, don't support the content, don't support Xbox, and don't support the platform. You guys have never been for us, by us, or with us. So we stand alone in this fight with them as we continue to push over for what's best for the platform. Our current platform infrastructure is not built for battle ahead. Our systems are overly complex, spanning hundreds of dependencies. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.
At Apollodingo 3583 donated $4.99 through Super Chat. I'm done with Sony and Xbox. My only connection with Xbox going forward is King. That's only because he doesn't know he is bigger than fanboy BS.
Apollo Dingo, I appreciate you, bro. At the end of the day, it's about being locked in with the community. It's about being the voice box for the community. It's about being an instrument or a conduit, if you will, for making sure that the community is looked after first. And I assure you that this showcase that just happened, all those things that I strived hard for, all those conversations that I had in the back, everything that happened, stuff that I was a part of, stuff that I was able to make happen, actually brings a smile to my heart. So at the end of the day, you know, I may joke a lot with the fanboy stuff, and I may tell you things as far as to rile it up and to keep the comedy going and keep us moving forward. But at the end of the day, my mission, like I told you all before, is to unite us all as one and continue to push forward for the community. So I understand and I appreciate you being here. But remember, however you choose to consume, we are in this together. But I'm going to start number 5 again, because they understand that it's an absolute battle going forward. This is not going to be easy. And they knew that they are ill-equipped to handle such battle in the ways that they are. But when other companies take a step back and reassess the stuff that they're doing, we champion them. We say that's smart, that's so strategic, they're doing such incredible things. But Xbox is not afforded the same luxuries. I say a pox to you, because we're going to get to this. Our current platform infrastructure is not built for the battle ahead. Our systems are overly complex, spanning hundreds of dependencies, which hinders our ability to move fast. We have become too reliant on vendors to operate our systems and must become more self-reliant as an engineering culture to build for the future. We must increase the value we ship to players while decreasing the time it takes to do so. Going forward, we will evolve, rebuild our stack, and look at capabilities across all of Xbox potential. Mergers and acquisitions to help us win in hardware, PC, mobile, and streaming. Okay, I got to pause right here, because they are looking at potential mergers and acquisitions. And even though they're talking about getting rid of certain individuals, certain situations, at the end of this, we're going to get to that part. The mergers and acquisitions part allows them to move faster. They're going to start acquiring. Think about Bluepoint. Think about Bluepoint being cast away in the manner that they were. They were great for remakes and remasters. If you would have took that studio and placed them in the right position to win, then we will get to where we need to get to. Understand, they said that they understand that they overburdened. I salute you, Soldier. Who that twank? That's my dude. Welcome to Soldier V rank. I salute you, Soldier. We're back at this again. For some of you, these realities will be surprising and even frustrating to discover. We won't succeed by hiding our hard truths, nor will we succeed by doing the same thing and expecting different results. Like everyday wins mentality from the first 100 days, we will sprint to make progress against hardware and content, experience, and software services together. Everything. And she's trying to do this quickly and as fast as possible. Xbox is one of the few places where people come not just to play, but to connect with others to create memories. You know what they got a chance to see? She never saw FanFest. She didn't understand what FanFest meant. She couldn't even fathom exactly what that was. But being in the heart of it, soaking up all that energy, seeing everyone, if you saw all the pictures, you saw exactly who was there. You saw people fly in from all across the world. I had people from Germany. I had people from Ireland. I had people from China, all over the world come over to participate in FanFest. Even though FanFest goes all across the world, whoa, we got a chance to live that, breathe that, and they understand that. And building those memories and those bonds with the community meant a ton. I can't lie to you. I'm going to be on Colt Eastwood's show tonight. And tomorrow I will be on Point show. But tonight, we're talking about this right now. Xbox is one of the few places where people come not just to play, but to connect with others to create memories. With console at the center of how our showcase experiences are defined, Windows as one of the largest gaming platforms in the world, the incredible games under our roof as one of the largest publishers in the world, we will have the foundation in place. Let's reset for a stronger Xbox and build the #1 gaming platform and entertainment company, Asha and Matt. And with that said, we're going to talk about them and the hard reset that's going to happen. We're also going to talk about the layoffs that are going to happen. Let me see. Reuters. I will go with Reuters. Okay, I will go with Reuters. Now, that internal email put everyone on notice. It didn't outline the layoffs particularly, but we're going to go with Reuters to get to that outline. This is Reuters, and this is today, 47 minutes ago. Microsoft Xbox plans major layoffs next month, Bloomberg News reports. I would have went directly to the source, but Bloomberg wants you to pay. I say no way. If Jason Schreier wants me to do his dirty work, well, then send me the sub. Microsoft Xbox division is planning major layoffs next month with significant cuts to marketing and other budgets. Bloomberg News reports on Wednesday the job cuts will mark the first major restructuring under Asha Sharma, who took charge as CEO over at the gaming unit in February. Microsoft did not immediately respond to Reuters' request for comment. Xbox has faced mounting challenges in recent years as Microsoft's bet on subscriptions and cloud gaming failed to offset the declining console sales and shortage of blockbuster titles. I don't believe blockbuster titles was a shortage. I believe there was other mitigating factors. But again, allow them to do their article and I will rebut. Sharma said Xbox accountability margin has fallen 3% and the company has spent more than $20 billion on content platforms hardware subsidies over the past 5 years, even as an annual revenue declined by nearly half. Let's go. Let's get it.
At Brerius 507 donated $2 through Super Chat. Dimelo King, how you doing? Glad you're back safe.
Blessings. I appreciate you, Beerus. Dímelo, baby. And I'm also read Apollo Dingo, 3583 with the $2 super chat. Layoffs equals worst game. Babyface devs making Halo. I don't think so. I think a lot of the layoffs that you're going to see is in areas of bloat. Now, I know a lot of you are afraid of studio closures, and then you're going to try to figure out where that talent is going to go. Well, let's cross our fingers that studios don't close. Let's cross our fingers that the games that we did see, like the games that we saw right now, are still making it out the door. I'm going to talk about a couple of games that we did not see, and we're going to get those critical answers to those games today. So I can hopefully put your mind at ease on a couple of those games. From what I understand so far, and remember, this was happening dynamically as I was editing my video on the Bloomberg Tech Asha interview. I was editing that to put that up. This news came through. As this news came through, I was also getting text messages and stuff like that from individuals that are in the know to talk more about this. I quickly read through those text messages to get a basic gist of exactly what's going on so I can see where the snipes are coming from and where the cuts will be. No cut is good. Not one cut is championed. Not one cut is excused. All accountability is held at the feet of Microsoft and Xbox. At the end of the day, that's exactly where they lay, right? Because you can't have success and then turn around and do this. But this has been par for the course for all of them. But right now we're talking about this one, not to take the heat off of this one, not to spread the blame, but to actually use a microscope to look exactly at this. And I believe a lot of it is going to be marketing. I think a lot of it is going to be in areas that did not produce a substantial amount of quality. Let's leave that there. And when we have the exact numbers, when we have the exact who's and what's and where, we will contact that and we will have fun with that and we'll talk about that and we will dissect that. Right? But at the end of the day, we're not going to speculate and run crazy with it and saying they're closing down this, they're closing down that, they're doing this and they're doing that without having actual facts. She said Xbox will need to rebuild its platform infrastructure and rethink its portfolio in the weeks and months to come. The report, the exact scale of the layoffs are not clear. It is expected shortly after the close of Microsoft's fiscal year on June 30th, according to reports. That's when you always reset, fix everything at the end of every fiscal quarter. So understand. That's when layoffs happen. That's when they talk about restructuring, especially if metrics aren't hit. Those metrics mean a lot, especially when you're asking people to give their money to donate to things, to see a return off investment. I personally look at this as a black eye. A black eye in the sense that you had the whole media championing the return of exclusives, meaning 2 to 3 titles per year. But from what I'm gathering, Asha wants more big titles yearly that give that return on investment. And those studios that are far away, relocation is going to have to be in an assessment. Mergers and acquisitions. Now, that's an interesting point. Because if you can merge with a studio that has the dexterity to have a decent amount of output, well, then that builds your portfolio, changes your structure, and galvanizes the team with you. Now, I know you're going to say, how can we talk about mergers and acquisitions while in the same breath talking layoffs? You're talking about inefficiencies versus efficiencies. You understand? Removing one piece and replacing it with another piece that is going to work or do 2 to 3 times more than what was previously there. At the end of the day, they said less reliant on third-party vendors. Getting to that conversation of less reliant on third-party vendors. Your third-party vendor that they were talking about was PlayStation, Steam. Games that went over to these platforms that didn't perform in the manner in which they needed them to. By realizing that putting games on PlayStation and they're only selling 500,000, I'm looking at you, Gears Reloaded, that it wasn't worth the squeeze. Hi-Fi Rush, anyone? You're still championing that. You're still talking about Tango games. You're still acting like it was this ungodly success. Again, the harsh realities and truths need to be told. When Hi-Fi Rush 2 come out, I want you guys to buy it. But from what I heard, that may never happen. Apollo Dingo, 3583 with the $2 super chat. Xbox is going to cut 35% while Sony cut 25%. Xbox cutting 35%, they're a larger studio. PlayStation and Sony cutting 25%, they're smaller, larger publisher. PlayStation cutting 25% is a smaller publisher. And listen, cuts in any area is disgusting. Looking at it from all these studios that have closed, all these games that have went the way of the dinosaur, I personally was looking forward to Perfect Dark, not knowing that it was a vertical slice, that anything that we saw there really wasn't gameplay. And Matt Booty having his posts on his studios, making sure that they deliver. We walked through that showcase and we saw every game was Xbox Play Everywhere. Every game, majority, was in Game Pass. And again, pushing the platform forward. That is paramount. Having a steady churn of games, having developers that can consistently stay busy with titles, with helping in other areas, getting other titles ready. Because don't think Coalition worked in a vacuum when they were getting Gears together. There are other studios that were helping. When we got a chance to play, see Halo campaign evolved, well, you understood that everybody collaborated on that to make sure that even though I know y'all don't want to hear this, but Halo Studios still had contracted work. I'm thinking the way that Halo Studios is built, I don't know what happens there. I don't know if this is one of the bigger questions that's going on. Let me ask you a question, and this is posed to us by Pure Xbox and Damian McFerrin. It's hard to say Xbox boss isn't sure that the Activision Blizzard King deal has paid off. Now, that question was posed to her in the interview that I went over, that I was talking to you about, that will go up later on tonight at Bloomberg Tech. She inherited a cluster buck of a deal that had many different parts to it. And it's like fix somebody else's mess. Now, the ABK deal looked like, and it made sense when it was initially conceived, but it dragged on for years. Money, litigations, compromises no longer made that golden goose look as shiny as it did before the acquisition. Now we're talking post-acquisition. And post-acquisition, you had a couple of subpar Call of Duties, with the last one being by far probably one of the worst Call of Duties that I can remember. And those things being inside Game Pass. We wanted to see them being implemented. They have a ton of IPs. How can we get those IPs? I'm pretty sure that they looked at all those IPs and thought there was ways to circumvent things, not knowing that the logistics that went into that stuff actually was a bigger mess than anyone knew. We're looking at the mobile aspect of it because they were looking at Far East Asia as ways to jump into those demographics. The King situation didn't pan out as well as they expected. Looking at something after you acquire it is a completely different beast than prior. I don't know if they regret it. You see, that whole The Line thing happened and I'm pretty sure you're going to have a lot of content creators doing that doom and gloom stuff today. And I want y'all to bring me their names. Bring me the clips. Bring me the names so I can hold these people accountable. I'm going to tell you something in a second. Apollo Dingle, 3583. That's my dude. Apollo Dingle has been with me for a while, especially on Iron Lord's podcast. I think he was free R. Kelly, to be honest with you. Sony dead, Xbox dead, Nintendo on life support. I can't walk away saying those type of comments, Apollo, to be real with you. I think gaming is at all-time high. You can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can't say that you had the most incredible week of gaming I witnessed with my eyes. I got a chance to go to everybody's show. I don't care what you say about the Sony show. They had 3 IPs there that had everybody interested, and those 3 IPs were their own. I don't care what side of the fence you fall on Wolverine. I don't care on what side of the fence you fall on Auntie of War. I don't care what side of the fence you fall on with Tolkien fighting souls. At the end of the day, they had enough titles that was there that gave individuals a reason to purchase. Forza Legend, member for 8 months. I salute you, soldier. I just wanted to say it was an honor to meet a legend. Blessings. We had a great time, Forza. Forza, we had a great time. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. They got a chance to, see the community. Oh, I want to give a shout out to the Angry Therapist and said 5 Xbox Frontline membership gifts. You know what we do over here. We put the lion with the blood in their mouth with the crown on to salute our brothers and sisters as they join the front line as we continue to push the narrative forward. All you members, that video will be up later. You guys get a chance to see that. And please, give me your critique on it, right? Let me know what you think. Afropovic, £2 super chat. How about gaming is great? The business is in ICU. That part. That's the part I was getting to. Gaming is incredible. It's a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful passion. The business aspect of it is disgusting. Now, I tell everybody, if you're disgusted with a lot of this stuff, he got you. Let's get it.
At Afropovic donated £2 through Super Chat. How about gaming is great? The business is in ICU.
Exactly. As I expound on that whole concept and idea, that is the truth. But if any of this stuff irritates you, if looking at the big 3 is fostering a level of resentment, I encourage you to look at Neo Geo. Console, though it's a retro console, is brought current. And I'm talking about the Neo Geo AES Plus. And it also gives you the ability of full ownership. At the end of the day, what these companies won't understand and what they should know is that we control their fates. If you don't stand for the offset firing to keep CEOs profit margins high, well, then vote with your wallet. I'm never going to tell you not to take a stance. Take a stance. Be that individual, be that voice, be that conversation that pushes the narrative forward. Because you're told to believe in one thing, and then you believe in that thing, and then the rug is pulled out from under you. Now, we know, and a lot of times you can see content creators, and it happens over a period of time. We become jaded with the things that we see, because this is an ever-revolving door of individuals that we get a chance to see. One day I might go to a developer and see one individual there that we build a bond with talking about games and stuff like that, and they get laid off. But then you see them working for another company at the same venue. And that just recently happened to me. So I understand how this business works. I know what this business is. And if you are not thick-skinned, this business will chew you up and spit you out. But as consumers, your wallet is your voting power. You can choose to support, or you can choose to remove that support. And I implore you to utilize your powers as much as you see fit. If this brand does not bring that to you, step away from this brand. We saw Xbox deliver title after title after title for Game Pass, the platform, the service. And if you've noticed, this recent week, there's been more than 15 games that has dropped inside Game Pass recently since I was away. That's been Thursday to now. That has solidified the fact that Game Pass is the best service in gaming. That we cannot take away from it. So if you're in it for games, understand games are being delivered to you at a rapid pace. What Asha and them want is more. To be the best, you have to prove that you're the best. I salute you, soldier. That's the great Mongoose member for 29 months. I salute you, soldier S rank. How's it, King? Love how the Empress Asha's heard us. Facts. She heard what we wanted. Exclusives was number one on the list. Regardless to whatever any of those content creators told you, listening to their BS, I really had enough of it. And I had to stand on my ones and twos. I got to get the full screen for this. I had to stand on my ones and twos. I do not believe in anything that they say. Half the time that they're talking out of their butts. Honestly. Right? I believe in what Game Pass is. I believe in a healthy business, and exclusives mean the most. And both can coexist. And they're showing that. Doesn't have to be doom and gloom that, in order to get to this has to happen. As you'll see in that interview that I go over. There's not one linear path to victory. But what we won't do is to continue to push the same narrative to all the consumers that are sitting here watching us. Do you know how many times I get people to tell me, "Oh, King, you're a shill. You're a shill for Xbox." I'm a shill for myself. I do not get on YouTube at all at any point in time and do this for free. Not one time for myself. If you see this, what do I have on? My merch. If you see me in the street, I'm wearing my merch. If you see me at any of these events, my merch. And I'm talking to the consumers, and I'm talking to everybody that's out there, and we're building memories and bonds over games. What we share, what we love, and what it's about. Now, is it my fault that PlayStation doesn't come outside? Is it my fault that Nintendo doesn't go outside? Is it my fault that they don't build a community? They just take your money and kick you in your balls. And that's you. If you like that, great. But I'm there for the community. Will be at all times. And this is no better community than this. I don't care. You would think, if you see it, that Xbox has the 90 million sold and PlayStation has the 44 million sold. You would think it's in reverse. because they're so loud, they're so proud, they're so demonstrative, and they're so passionate. But seeing what Nintendo did too with their show, and seeing exactly what Jeff did with his show, no, gaming is not on life support. Gaming is not dead. The business sucks. There's business components to this. I am so thankful that I did not get into that business, that I'm not a software developer that has to be beholden to some corporation that gives me the up or the down. Apollo Dingo, 3583 with the $2 super chat. Xbox is perpetually 2 steps forward, five backwards. No. Okay. And I'm going to say this in all the harshness, in all serious and harshness. You may not like what I'm about to say. And I want you to remove yourself from the headlines, from the sensationalism, from the crap that goes along with it. The only reason why it affects me in any manner is because I do have friends that work at these places. I do know friends or associates at these studios. You build over a 10-year period of time. I've been doing this for 10 joints. You build a relationship with these individuals. So it affects us and it affects them. You as a consumer, if you have no lineage, no ties to anything, you go and come as you please. Gaming can never be better for you. You're in a great space. If you are not a software developer, or publisher, or anything, and you're not worrying about this or that that's inside the business, then you are fine. There's other things for you to worry about other than other things like that don't concern you. If you chose a platform, because remember, and let's keep this a beam, this is a hobby. You chose this hobby, you purchased some hardware, and you decided to play your games. That's what you chose to do, and you have every right to do so. On any platform, I'm platform agnostic. I buy everything because I'm a technology junkie. Thank God I brought it all early when it was cheap. But we're witnessing an implosion of the business. The business itself has to reset. I finally saw this generation show up. I finally got a chance to, I salute you, soldier. Who's that? Charles Harris, 6778. Welcome to Soldier X Rank. I salute you, soldier. I finally got a chance to see this generation make its mark with titles like Resident Evil Requiem, with Pragmata. Pragmata for me is my game of the year. But I also got a chance to play Omnimusha, Way of the Summer. Listen. As a gamer, there's no better time to be a gamer. As a developer, as a publisher, there's no worse time to be that. So I sympathize and empathize with developers, with publishers, in the sense that this volatile situation that they have, that they're beholden to chipsets, SSDs, stuff that is out of their control. For the first time in our gaming space, that is a force that is fighting against what we intrinsically love. Could you imagine if consoles weren't 800 plus? If they were actually where they needed to be, $300, $250. Could you imagine if the Series S actually reached that magical price of $199 instead of the $400 or $500? Oh, let's go. Let's go. Magnum Force was good.
At minimum FRC donated $2 through Super Chat. Why does Onimusha look like that on Switch 2?
It's the weakest version, bro. That's why it looks like that. Come on, man. Stop acting like that. Don't do that to them boys. Yo, could you imagine if the Series S actually was $200? Actually hit that price point of a cop and go? If the base PlayStation 5 was $300 and the Xbox Series X was $300, the PlayStation 5 Pro was $450, they've reached prices in which more people can jump over. Games hit that critical mass of sales because we've noticed that Gen X aren't buying games. They're waiting for a deal to happen. So the numbers look sad. You know it's really bad when companies are celebrating 1.5 million in day one sales. It used to be day one sales. They had 10 million, stuff like that. Financially, we're in a space. Let's go. Let's hit it. The alien is bringing Olivia, and she got news from the East.
At Circilius donated $5 through Super Chat. As a gamer, we eating good. Game Pass giving us 10-course meals. The biz is what's janky right now. If Asher fixed that, ain't no stopping Team Green.
Facts. So whatever they're going to do, we're going to find out. And let me tell you something. Your perception is your reality. If you take your mind and put it in the worst places, your mind will drive you crazy. Yo, think about it this way. How many times has your wife tried to call you, or your boyfriend tried to call you, or your husband tried to call you, or your girlfriend, or whatever, your significant other tried to call you, you couldn't reach your phone or whatever, and their mind took them to a different place. New sub, I salute you. And it wasn't that. Or how about this? How many times have you left your phone in the house, went someplace, came back, and you was like, oh my God, the world went wrong. And your mind made you believe something that it wasn't. These guys are running with sensationalism. They have to write articles. They have to sell papers. They have to sell subscriptions. They have to be relevant. If these guys aren't writing articles that are salacious and they understand that Microsoft and Xbox brings in the big bucks when you give negative news about them, then they're become irrelevant. I salute you, Soldier. Dip down for anime. Member for 21 months. Soldier S rank. Much love, brother. Appreciate you. Inspiration. Blessings. Dip down has some merch that he's going to show. My guy is on his job. I missed him this year. I really did miss Dip Down in LA because I want to be the one to show him what to do. And when you go to an event, what to do when you go to PAX, how business cards, merch, setting up interviews, getting these sponsorships. Because at the end of the day, the more people you teach, the larger your reach become. You see how Belichick has his coaching tree? Man, everybody that falls under Belichick does it the Belichick way. Well, I want dudes to do it the King way. And I think, not saying my way is the best way, there's no linear path to victory, but I want to be along that ride and help coach people through. But I want y'all to take away this. People have to sell things. And they're selling fear. They're selling hate. I want y'all to put it in perspective. Yeah, we're going to get layoffs. And when I say we, I'm talking as a Team Green type of thing. But as a consumer, I want you to do what you do best. I don't want you to remove yourself from a situation that really doesn't involve you. I want you to see all the games that you do have in front of you. And I want you to key in on all the words that she did say about being more versatile, more agile to get more mergers and acquisitions to get those games to you, to rely solely on their portfolio. So it was this logic that I didn't know that they were thinking. And let me read this super chat first. That's Lou Bagger with the $2. Oh, hold on. I get to that. Let's go. Let's go. It's my dude P Lump. That's my dude P Lump. Lou Bagger, I'm gonna read it to you. I got you.
$5 through Super Chat. Thank you, King. I really appreciate everything you did for me. God bless Xbox and no other game and company. Shout out to all the bots.
Blessings. P Lump got a chance to get over there, and I helped, but he did all the heavy lifting. He got there, and I want to tell him, man, it was truly an honor to meet him, hang out with him, have a couple of drinks with him, talk gaming with him, and be real. And let me tell you something. I appreciate him, and we're going to do your show, P Lump. I'm going to do your show. I really respect you, bro. Let me give a shout out to Lou Bagger with the $2 super chat. What was the Summer Game Fest C Money drama you alluded to last video? I'm going to be on C Money's show tomorrow, and I'll talk about it with him on air. And that way, there's no innuendos. Because if I mess with somebody, I mess with them. If they're my friend, if I call you friend, I call you friend for real. I stick by you. You have to do something wrong to me to make me feel a way about you. And no amount of anybody is going to sit there and talk mess about my friends in my face. Understand, I'm a representative of you. I do not allow anybody to feel comfortable in bringing up stuff like that in front of me. Because you got to think about it this way. If somebody feels that comfortable around you to talk bad about somebody else, what does that say about you? I am my brother's keeper at all times, and I will be that. That's what I was built on, and that's what it is. But as consumers, I want y'all to know I saw some of the greatest games. And it's going to take me weeks to unpack. I didn't even get to my most incredible trailers that I saw or the best games that I played. I didn't even get into that stuff. And we're going to get into that. And I think it's going to have to be a series of videos that I have to drop. And you members are going to get all the benefit of that. And I salute you. Because at the end of the day, that content will be delivered your way. You will get it from live to video to any means necessary. It's going to happen. Because I respect your views and I respect you being here. But if anybody thought I was ducking this fade today, hell no. I live for moments like this where other people won't address it. I aggressively seek it out and champion what's going to happen next. Why? Because I live in this reality. In this reality, there's good and there's bad. But it ain't all bad. Now, I want you to do what I'm about to do. What you should do is I want you to go where game is game and win is win. But before you do that, I told you I'm the unmitigated best at this. And if you got anybody better than me, then put them up. But tonight, I'll be on Colt Eastwood's show just for an hour. The hour of power with Colt and Mag. I believe Mag is going to be there. And we're going to talk. We're going to have conversations. We thought we was going to talk about something else. Hopefully, we talk about this. But let's get back to that.
What said you claim it? It's that Xbox. Spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talker, no wriggling. Moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? That response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot. What said you claim?
You already know the time. Told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds. Leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king. Leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war. Just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team. We bleed green. That's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team, Beasley Green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?